The Mandalorian and Grogu is now in theaters. This is the first Star Wars movie that we've gotten in quite some time. And I don't know if you guys remember, but Star Wars movies used to be quite a big deal back in the day. And now it just seems as though perhaps they're not a big deal. This movie stars, obviously, Pedro Pascal, Grogu, Jeremy Allen White, Sigourney Weaver, and that's kind of it. Martin Scorsese's me as a voice role in this movie. What did I think of the movie? You will not be shocked to realize that I didn't enjoy this movie very much. My big take on this is that this is just like 2.5 episodes of The Mandalorian on the big screen, I guess. Like, and I don't even know if I wouldn't even call them good episodes of The Mandalorian. It's just kind of an adventure that is lacking in stakes, feel, charisma, character depth, story. Like, let's go. Let me start from the beginning. For a movie to work, there's got to be like you start at point A and then you end up at point B. Character arcs. Character arc wise, I should say. But there's no character arc in this at all. Not one character changes from the start of the movie to the end of the movie. I don't need this, 3-hour plus epic saga of, sad characters going through sad things. I'm okay with just like a fun movie, especially a Star Wars movie where, a cool character goes and does cool things. But nothing cool happens, really, and there's no character arc. The Mandalorian, light spoilers, I guess, for this movie, but, he's working for the Rebellion, he's working for Sigourney Weaver, and he's, kind of, I wouldn't say an unwilling participant, but he's like, hey, you guys hire me to do a job, I'm okay working for the beginnings of the New Republic as just a bounty hunter, and so be it. And then at the end of the movie, he is a bounty hunter that is working for the New Republic and is kind of just okay with it. And that's it. Like, literally nothing changes. Baby Yoda / Grogu does not change. He is still a baby that, is more of like a Deus Ex Machina half the time. Sigourney Weaver doesn't do anything. The only thing that kind of made me sit up in my seat a little bit was Jeremy Allen White's voice performance as Rotta the Hutt, because it's bad. Like, Rotta the Hutt looks really bad. Okay, I think this is an atrocious character design. We all know the Hutts. We all know Jabba the Hutt, big slime ball kind of wormy guy. But what if Rotta the Hutt was like buff and had abs and was a good fighter? It's weird. It doesn't look good. Somehow they've managed to achieve the uncanny valley on a creature that is not real. Does that make sense? Like, something is just totally off on Rotta the Hutt's character design, despite the fact that the Hutts, whatever species they are, they're not real. Like, it can be whatever it wants to be because technically they don't exist. But we've seen Jabba the Hutt for the past 50 years, and something is off about Rotta the Hutt's design, and it's bad. It just, his voice and his body and the character design, like, none of them match up. It's like 3 different things, and it ends up really hurting the movie, in my opinion. Also, it's just like, his story is so lame, it does not matter at all, and I just feel like any conflict surrounding his character can be resolved in like 7.5 seconds rather than an entire 2-hour movie where like nothing really happens. Star Wars movies used to mean something. It used to matter when when the original came out in the 70s, and then Empire Strikes Back. These were events, and maybe I'm just getting old and looking through the nostalgia lens, and nostalgia blinds us all. But the Phantom Menace comes out, people didn't like it, but they also loved it because it's Star Wars and it was a big deal. And Attack of the Clones with a terrible name and terrible movie, but Revenge of the Sith, people love it. I'm not a defender of the prequels, but big deal. And then the sequel trilogy and Rogue One and even Solo, for its mixed reviews as a got, was a big deal. And then there's this movie. This is, in my opinion, the first boring Star Wars movie because nothing matters, nor does anything happen about the stuff that doesn't matter. So it's like a double negative of boringness, which is not what Star Wars is. Even Rise of Skywalker, for as bad as that thing is, was at least like my mouth was on the floor because of how bad it was. Like the decisions that were being made, I was blown away by how bad they were. This movie, I feel like it makes no decision. There's nothing that happens in this movie. There's nothing to be angry about. There's nothing to be happy about. This movie just happens. The Mandalorian gets himself into a situation. He's outnumbered. He's outgunned. He gets out of the situation, despite being outnumbered and outgunned, which is fine, but it's quite boring and it's not very effective as a storytelling, device. I really, really failed to connect with this movie. I don't know who connects with something like this. Like, I've seen all of the Mandalorian show. The season 1 and like half of season 2. It's exactly what you want from a Star Wars like TV show, kind of modern, like, just villain of the week, like bounty hunter story, like good storytelling. And even if you do drop some Easter eggs every now and then, like, okay, fine. And then freaking, season 2, the back half season 2, season 3 of The Mandalorian, the Book of Boba Fett, like Ahsoka, like it all went wrong. And yeah, season 2 has the Luke Skywalker finale. They should have just left it there. Like, they should have just left it there. Don't touch it after that. Because it just, the decision to reunite Baby Yoda and the Mandalorian in the Book of Boba Fett, to completely take away all of season 2 from the Mandalorian, feels more insane by the day. And we all knew it was insane at the time. And then it happened anyway. They did it anyway. And it doesn't make any sense. This movie is not good. It's certainly not the worst thing I've ever seen. It's a Star Wars movie. There are some like decent... are there decent set pieces? Maybe there aren't, actually. I mean, there's some like AT-AT stuff that I thought was like okay. And I mean, yeah, it's fun to watch Baby Yoda do some nonsense, but like, how many cutaway shots of him eating something he's not supposed to be eating? How many of those can you fit in one movie? Again, barely a movie, I would say. This video is going to struggle to break 10 minutes because like, I don't have anything to say. Like, where did it go wrong? And where does Star Wars go from here? Well, I guess Sean Levy has the Ryan Gosling movie Starfighter. I don't hold high hopes for it, but I mean, apparently it's going to be like totally unconnected from anything we've seen. So again, that's like a win in the right direction already, which is embarrassing to say. But I don't like, how can anyone conjure up any thoughts about this movie? The biggest thing is like, there's no change in any of the characters. No one has an arc, which is like the whole point of a movie, is to like go from this emotion to this emotion, or this feeling to this feeling. Like, change your characters' minds or affirm their characters' perceptions on things, but no one has a perception on anything. We don't get into politics of this movie. We don't get into the politics of the Empire that has fallen, or the New Republic. Like, there's something almost there to be said with the New Republic is like very openly working with the Hutt family. The crime syndicate family, the Hutts. Like, the New Republic is very openly working with them at the start of the movie. And it's like, oh, this is a little bit of, a peek into the Andor vibe of just like, the good guys work with evil people, and the good guys are also kind of evil because, they're, violently rising up against their oppressors or whatever, and they're beating the Empire, and they have to keep killing the people that are loyal to the Empire and that are out in hiding. And like, I am spending more time talking about it than the movie spends like letting you dig into it. The movie has like 2 lines about like, hey, the Republic's working with the Hutts. Okay, that's it. Like, and then we move on, and then like there's Dave Filoni in the background with his stupid cowboy hat. I don't know what to say. I don't know. What else am I supposed to say? It's a boring ass movie. It's a boring movie. I wish this thing either sucked like so bad or was a standout, but like it's so boring. I can't even muster up another comment on it. That's it. That's the movie. Do you need to go see this? No. Will you? Yeah, probably. It's Star Wars. You're gonna go see a Star Wars movie because Star Wars is cool. It's a bad movie. Bad movie. Boring. Didn't like it. Thanks for watching. See you next video. Goodbye.